Everyone, my name is Mike. I'm on the product team at Iris CX, and today I'm going to do a quick walkthrough with you on our newest user interface update for in-session views. And there's a couple things that we'll be running through, including going over our simplified user interface, which is going to allow you to focus on what really matters, which is your customer's experience. The second piece that we've added is a little bit of customizability in how this interface looks like. And the third piece is introducing a new component, which we're calling the timeline, which includes timestamp things like screenshots or tags. So let's dive in. All right, so the first thing that you're going to notice is our screen is divided into two very distinct parts. On the left-hand side, we have our customer information and our customer frame. On the right side, we have our guides, our timeline, and notes. And this is really where we start focusing on the inputs that we're having in our session. In the top left-hand corner, you're going to notice that we've added a little bit of customer information, including name, phone number, and address as well. And then we have our customer frame, which you're fairly used to, and our expert frame in the bottom right-hand corner. So I'm actually able to now switch these views by clicking on this little button, and now you can see my expert view, but I'm going to switch that back to our customer view. And on the bottom, you'll recognize our markup tools. So we've condensed these from being a little bit too wide, and now you're able to actually click in and customize these markup tools to your liking. So if I click on the right-hand side, I'm going to be able to choose the side. I'll choose large. The middle one is going to be able to choose your length. So let's go with a long one. And on the left-hand side, you can choose your color. And let's choose green. So if I wanted to mark up something on my customer screen, I'm simply going to click the screen and I'll highlight my microphone. Super easy to use, super simple, and it's right at your fingertips below your call. All right, let's move on to your call actions buttons. And so this is right below your customer frame. And right away, you're going to notice some very familiar buttons. Starting from the left, we have our mute and unmute button. We have our start and stop video if you want to go off screen for a little bit. We have a tag button, which I'll come back to in a bit. Our screenshot button, which allows you to take active screenshots as your call is happening. We have our timeline, so how long has the call been going on for? We have the ability for you to share your screen next to that, and then last but not least, adding our participant. So if I click into this, I'm able to add any one of my other experts who I want to add on the call. All right, let's move over to the right-hand side of our screen here, which contains our workflow tabs. The first one of those is our guides, which you should be fairly familiar with already. So any predetermined guide can be loaded in here and followed along by your customer as you go through some questions. You can mark those as complete, and you can also share or show those on your customer screen. So fairly straightforward. The other piece that you're probably fairly familiar with is the notes section. So I can come in here and type any notes that I want to write throughout the session. And then finally, we have our events tab, which is new. It shows any sort of tags or screenshots that happen throughout my call, and it shows up in a time-stamped way here that I can view it in a timeline view. So let's see how this actually works. So if I go and take a screenshot, that tag is going to show up here. I'm actually able to click into it and view that screenshot and time. The other thing that you can do is add a tag by clicking here. It's going to take you automatically to your timeline tab. And if I click on the label, I'm going to see any of my auto-populated tags. So these are tags that I've created previously. And if I click on one of those, it's automatically going to associate the color with it. I can also create a description here if I want to. And then I can click save, and that's going to show up in my timeline as well. So this will give you an overarching view of every event or screenshot or tag that has been added throughout your call. All right, last but not least, we've actually given you the ability to customize this interface depending on what you prioritize most. So if you hover over this middle bar, you'll see that it expands, and by clicking it and dragging, I'm able to resize my frame. So if I move it to the left, my customer frame is going to shrink. If I'm putting more of a priority on my guides, timeline, and notes. And if I want to maximize that customer frame as much as possible, I'm going to pull that all the way to the right. All right, that's it for your in-session view update. We have a lot more coming at you in the near future, but if you have any questions, please reach out directly to your customer success person. They'll help answer any questions you might have. Thank you.